Module 4, Lesson 1, Writing Equations Using Symbols. So looking at the first example here, the number 1157 is the sum of the squares of two consecutive odd integers divided by the difference between the two consecutive odd integers. Would you rather see those words and be able to try and figure out what this number is that they're talking about, or what these two consecutive odd integers are that they're talking about? Or would you rather see this equation? 1157 equals x squared plus parenthesis x plus 2 close parenthesis squared divided by x plus 2 in a parenthesis minus x. This is usually what people choose to use to try and solve an equation. The actual formula, the actual equation, not the words. So what we're going to do in this lesson is we're going to try and translate each of these word problems into a math expression or math equation. So there's certain words that we'll be pointing out here as we go. Hopefully you'll recognize the meaning of those words. So for example, when half the number is added to 15, we get the number itself. Half, the number is our variable. So n, x, whatever variable we want, is added to plus 15. Now a lot of times is also means equals, but in this case it does not mean equals. We get is actually our equal sign, the number itself. Well, I used n for the number, I have to use n for the number again. And there's my equation. 1/2 n plus 15 equals n. Half the number, half n, is added to 15 plus 15. We get the number itself equals n. Let's try another one. When the square of half the number is subtracted from 5 times the number, we get the number itself. So now we want the square of half the number. So half the number squared, we want all of that squared, not just one piece, is subtracted from, now we have to be careful because we're going to be subtracting, but this is subtracted from this, so we're going to have to change the order when we actually write it down. 5 times the number. We get the number itself. So in this case we have our 1/2 n squared, but we are subtracting it from the 5n, so we want the 5n to go first. This is subtracted from this. We get equals the number itself. So there's the equation, the final equation. Now we're not solving these at this point, but eventually we will. Paulo had a certain amount of money. If he spends $6, then he has 1/4 of the original amount left. So Paulo has a certain amount of money. We're going to call that X. If he spends $6, that's like we're taking away 6. Then he has, that's our equal sign, 1/4 of the original amount left. So the original amount was X, so that's supposed to be a fourth of X. So this equation will be X minus 6 equals 1/4 times X. One more on this page, and I'll pull up another page here. When the number is taken away from 57, what remains is 4 more than 5 times the number. So we have a number taken away from 57. Now again, this needs switched. We need to switch the order here. We want this taken away from this. What remains is our equal sign. 4 more than means we're adding 5 times the number. So 57 minus n equals 4 plus 5n would be our equation. And you have to just practice these. They're not the easiest problems in the world to translate, but you have to practice to try and get better with them. Okay, now another sheet here with a couple on it. When a fraction of 57 is taken away from 57, what remains exceeds 2/3 of 57 by 4. Ugh. Okay, so fraction, that's our missing thing, so I'm going to call it F. If you want to call it F so you remember it's supposed to be a fraction, you could, but any variable will do. Of means times 57 is taken away from, that's our subtraction, taken away from 57. Now again, this is taken away from 57, so we're going to be switching the order there. What remains is our equal sign. Exceeds means it's more than, plus 2/3 of So of is times 57 by 4. So it exceeds it by 4. So this is where our plus sign is actually going to be, is we're going to be adding this 4. So again, we want to switch these because it says this is taken away from this. So we have 57 minus 57x, or x times 57, equals 2/3 times 57 plus 4. So that actually wouldn't be too difficult to work out. We could put this in our calculator and get an approximate answer here, or get an answer, and then it would just be 2 steps to solve it. All right, next problem. The sum means add, 3 consecutive integers is equals 372. Now, 3 consecutive, these aren't even, these aren't odd, these are just consecutive integers. So we'll have n plus 1, and n plus 2 because we want 3 of them. So this is our first one, our second one, and our third one. We want the sum of all of these. So the first one plus the second one plus the third one is equals 372. And from there then we could also solve that. And you will be expected to solve these eventually. So just be prepared for that. And the last one, the sum of 3 consecutive integers is 93. So again, we're adding 3 consecutive integers and equals 93. So n plus 1, n plus 2, the sum of them, means we want to add all 3 pieces, equals 93. And then we could go through from that point and solve it. We haven't really talked too much about the steps for solving equations yet, so I don't want to go through and solve these at this point, but eventually we'll be able to solve those without too much problem. All right, so we're just practicing translating, getting it from words into math symbols.